Welcome to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. When can you listen to the Sister Speak Show? At 7 p.m. Central. Tune in on the go or at your residence show. Spreaker, YouTube, Alexa, or SoundCloud. Interviewing special guests that have been blessed and will bless us. Through spoken word and awareness, knowledge is wealth if you gain it. Share this in the streets, in the burbs, anywhere that we can be heard. It's about that time to elevate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. It's about that time to stimulate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. Welcome, my brothers and sisters, to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. That's right, you are listening live tonight to the tour. Oh, my brothers and sisters, my special guest tonight on the tour will be ENJ, calling in all the way from Boston, Massachusetts. I cannot wait to vibe out with them. But brothers and sisters, how you feeling this evening? Look, I want to welcome all my first-time listeners. Excuse me. And I want to welcome back all of my regular listeners. You know what? The Sister Speak Show is jam-packed for you this evening. The tour is going to be hilarious. After we have our interview tonight, we are going to highlight. So I'm just letting you know right now that this show has been marked explicit. We are going to have, as a highlight tonight, Bruce, brothers and sisters. Yes, we are going to listen to his show. I went through, looked around, and I said, okay, you know what? Bruce is very funny. And so if you haven't ever heard of Bruce, you gonna know who he is after tonight. Anyway, brothers and sisters, this is the Sister Speak Show. We are a 6-segment podcast. We have the platform coming to the stage, the search effort, the tour, the laugh line, as well as the culture climate. I am your host, Ayana, and I am also the creator and producer of the Sister Speak Show, and Kingdom Child Recordings is executive producer of the Sister Speak show. So that funky beat that you're hearing right now, that's Kingdom Child Recordings. Be on the lookout. I'm just telling you in advance. So anyway, brothers and sisters, I just want you to know that the Sister Speak Show is a show that has special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on location reports. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic and impacting the community with their passions, the communities, okay? I mean, my special guests are from all over the world. This is an international podcast syndicated on Amazon Alexa. So, look, you never know where they're going to be calling in from. And I want to say hello to all of my listeners in Jamaica, the Netherlands, the Philippines, okay, Mexico, right? Australia, Canada, the United States. What's happening? Anyway, brothers and sisters, guess what? So when you listen to the Sister Speak Show, you have to know that this is a talk show that will keep your mind and soul informed, energized, and encouraged. It's all about encouragement on the Sister Speak Show. There is not one human in this world that does not need encouragement, right? And also, this is a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be, right? No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom, brothers and sisters. So that's what you're listening to, the Sister Speak Show. So let's just get right on into it. Look, the laugh line. This is a show that is dedicated to local, national, and international comedians all over. We do special guest interviews. And the reason why I decided to have, local, national, and international comedians is because it allows me to discover and introduce, and not only that, have the privilege of, interviewing comedians. We all know that laughter is good for the soul. There's not one human that does not need to laugh. You know, we try to make babies laugh. We laugh when we hear jokes. We laugh when we hear comedic skits. We laugh when we see a meme. We laugh when we see somebody go live or have a live video. Laughter is good. And I really am for laughter that, really helps you out. It's not so much, we don't want to be putting people down and, you don't want to just be, hurting people's feelings and things like that. But sometimes you get caught in the crossfire, right? Sometimes you just have to take one for the team. You got to take the L. And that's not to say that this is what this is about, but this show is about in its entirety. Sometimes some skits can slip through the cracks. So I'm just warning you in advance. That's why I put it as explicit. But when it comes to comedy, are you funny? Do people like, oh my gosh, my friend Keisha, she is hilarious? Or do people say like, my friend, Brindle is absolutely funny? Like, who are your top 5 comedians like right now? I want you to chat with me live and tell me who are your top 5 comedians. If you could put together a tour, who would you have? If you could, have a comedic cipher, if you will, who would you include? And it could be past and present. It doesn't matter, and excuse me. The thing about comedy is that it takes a lot of nerve to get on stage. Period. Point blank. It takes a lot of nerve to stand before a crowd, whether it's, you're doing a comedic skit, if you're doing a stand-up, sit down, or even if you're just doing a speech, right? Nerves. So to be able to come on the stage and make people laugh, that's what's up, right? And I know I'm funny. I just, the nerves, right? Like, Ayana, do you really want to take the time to stand up on stage and talk? Because it could get loose. I know me. I know me. And if anybody has ever hung out with me, okay, especially in my younger, not as wise days, y'all know what it was, right? Tears coming out your eyes. Just like the next line, just as funny as the previous line. Like, oh, I know I'm funny. And I love to be able to use my humor, when speaking to people, speaking before people, depending on, whatever the subject matter is, and people receive it because we all need to laugh. It's so good for the soul. And as I had mentioned on the last show, a lot of times people will say, I needed that laugh, I needed to hear that. That was pretty good, or you could just be sitting at home. You've had a really challenging day. And let's just say you're perusing through your cable channels and you stumble across a comedy show. It could be several comedians or just one. And you find yourself absolutely hollering, okay? Because it's just too funny. That's what it's about for me. It's about really just being able to steal away and laugh and relax and not be so serious all the time. Even though I know me, like, I think I was born with just a serious face. And a lot of times people be like, smile. And I'm just like, look, I don't have to go around showing my teeth all day long, okay? And neither do you. You can't go around telling everybody to smile. Sometimes you be like, oh, don't frown. Have you ever walked across somebody and just been like, frown? That's what we should do. Instead of people walking up to you, because see, you could be having a wonderful day, minding your own business, and having an affected blend. What's an affected blend, Ayana? An affected blend is when your face displays one thing, but your internal is saying something else. So I'm happy on the inside, but I have a don't mess with me on the outside, right? And then you're walking along, somebody's like, smile. You look so much better when you smile. And it's just like, well, frown. You look like you won't be saying anything if you frown. Anyway, brothers and sisters, has somebody ever come up to you when you just really just having a serious moment? Smile. Queso. Say queso. It's just like, look, maybe I want to practice looking hard. Maybe the streets is hot out here and I don't want to be caught slipping. Maybe if I smile, they'll think I'm a sucker. And so I don't want to smile unless necessary, right? I'm telling you, there's sometimes you have somebody to smile and now they start crying. Why are they crying? Because they're not yet ready to smile. A lot of people, you know how we feel about our teeth. Teeth are teeth. You know, teeth is something that people see. And you can see stuff in people's teeth. And so sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, hey, buddy, toothbrush. At this point, you probably gonna have to brush with a hairbrush. Golly. You need tooth poo. Oh my gosh. What is tooth poo? It's the cousin to shampoo. Okay? So you're gonna need some tooth poo, and you know you're gonna need a hairbrush. I'm just serious, you know. Have you all, you know, gotten to the point to where you're just absolutely comfortable with yourself and other people, to where, you know, you can look at yourself and say, you know, it is what it is. This is just what it is about me. But I know one thing, like when it comes to teeth and even just, you know, oral hygiene and something like that, it's very critical for a lot of us. And, you know, I don't know how people skip out on brushing. Period. I don't know how you can just absolutely be comfortable with not brushing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, we just kind of like want to leave yellow to yellow. Like yellow gets jealous. Like, hey, wow, that's really yellow. You know, you don't want to make yellow jealous, right? Because yellow has a job to do in the Crayola box and on canvases and on shirts and now not on teeth, you know? And so it's really, really good that we invest in, you know, brushing our teeth, right? And did you all know that they have a tongue scraper? Yeah. Saved my life. I saved probably a lot of other people's life when I was talking to them. Sheesh. I mean, look, we all know what it is to have halitosis. Not halitosis, halitosis. Halitosis is when it's the mostest, okay? You know, we all wake up with it. There is not one human that wakes up with wonderful breath, okay? We all know how we have tried to hide our mouths when the morning hits. Right? Yeah, you're not trying to like, you know, disintegrate. You're like trying to, you know, melt your spouse, right? Hi, honey. You know, take the wind out of their day. You know, like halitosis. We all have had bad breath. But tongue scrapers really help because they get off 99% of the bacteria that is lurking and hiding on your tongue. Next time, brothers and sisters, you're in the mirror, stick out your tongue. If there is a coating on your tongue, you are close to halitosis. Close to it. So what you can do, because I'm here to help everybody, I'm encouraging you. What you can do is get a tongue scraper. A tongue scraper scrapes off all of that. Gets all that off. Then you want to, you know, I brush with baking soda because baking soda makes my teeth white. Period, point blank. I don't use toothpaste. Fluoride kills you. How do you know, Ayana? I read it and I believed it. That's how I know. You know, look, don't ask me these questions. I believe it. Fluoride can kill you. Done deal. Not dealing with fluoride. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or fluorida. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, brothers and sisters, so when it comes to that, it's just like, you know, hygiene is crucial. And I think a lot of us have, you know, experienced halitosis from our teachers, perhaps, you know. Like I remember in algebra class, it was rough. It was like, I'll figure it out myself. Never mind. You're shooting at me. You know, it was just like, we had this one teacher, I won't say his name because I'm not here to drag people through the mud. I'm only here to drag you through the dentist's office. Anyway, so we had this one teacher and it was like, dang it, I don't know how to do this question. But if I ask him, he might melt my pencil. But then I won't have to do the math. Have any of you all struggled with math? Have you ever sat with math and been like, this is a conspiracy? What's the highest level of math, brothers and sisters, that you went to in school, in high school? Okay? Did you ever get to geometry? Did you ever get to trigonometry? Algebra 2? Algebra 1? Algebra? Math 1? Math 2? Anybody had to just take, Look, okay. I struggled with math. Like, I can add. Okay, I can add. I can subtract. I can divide. I can multiply. For me, it was when equations started to get thick on the scene. When long division came on the scene with the decimal. This is too much. Is this English and math? Why is there a period right here, right? Like, math put me into immediate stress mode, like super anxiety. Like, when it came to a math test, like, I was good all the way up to probably about, I say, the 10th grade. 9th grade. Ooh, it was rough. Have any of you all ever just looked at your math test and said, just forget it. Forget it. I'm done. This is ridiculous because, see, if, they ask you these word problems, right? Word problems. Now they want you to be a psychiatrist on top of a mathematician. Solve this problem. Is this math or psychology? Let me know, because now you're asking me to get into these interpersonal relationships. Now you're asking me to figure these other people's issues out, and I ain't even getting paid for this. Susie has 5 apples and Tom has 10. If you take away Susie's 5 apples, how many apples does Tom have left? It's just like, excuse me? Anyway, brothers and sisters. All right. Calling in live to the Sister Speak Show. My brothers and sisters, I want you to give it up. Actually, calling in live all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, E and J. Brothers and sisters, give them a round of applause. How y'all doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for saying that you would be on my show this evening.
No problem.
All right. So tell everybody who we have on the laugh line this evening.
Elijah and Joshua. Yeah, my name is Joshua. Elijah was the one that spoke first.
Well, what's up, brothers? Like, how your day going?
Our day's all right. We just got back from eating some food. We were kind of hungry. We just got kind of got the itis right now.
That is so funny. So what did you guys eat?
Some Indian restaurant. We got some, samosas.
Ooh, how'd that go?
Elijah tried to pressure me into eating some meat. I'm like, nah. Trying to eat healthy, I'm pescatarian.
That is so funny. So you know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but I know you guys got only 20 minutes. So I want to get right into it. Let me tell you why I had you come on the show. I know, because when I hit you in the DMs, you were like, what?
So cute.
But I saw you guys, and I looked and I was just like, this is pretty funny. Oh yeah, I got to get them on the laugh line. And so, that's why I hit you in the DMs, because it's about making the known, and it's about introducing people to a huge platform. This is an international podcast. We got people listening in the Philippines. We have people.
Hey, what's up, Philippines?
Yeah, we got people listening in the Netherlands.
Cool.
And Mexico and Australia and Jamaica. So that's pretty big. So, I'm really glad y'all could come on here. So let's get into it. Why are you all so funny?
I don't know. Now, honestly, all right, so here it is. All right, so honestly, while we were eating, we were watching this show called South Park. I don't know if you
Yes.
heard of South Park. Yeah, we love South Park. We love shows like The Office, all that. All we watch is really comedy shows. So and whenever we're hanging out with each other, we always just crack jokes, and that's where a bulk of our comedy skits come from. Mm-hmm. It's just really from conversation. Conversation. We just crack jokes funny stuff that happens all the time. So then we just make it happen.
And so
I don't know if you've seen the last one, the Dibs. I got Dibs one. I got Dibs skit. So with that one, we were just talking about a friend, one of our friends. He was saying, hey, I'm talking to this girl. You've been talking to this girl for so long. You've been talking to her since well, you've been trying to talk to her since at least for a year now, and she's kind of making moves on me, but I didn't want to do anything. Mm-hmm. So then we're all right, let's make this, because we were laughing at it yo, bro, you're never really gonna get into or anywhere with it. But we're just keeping it cordial. But a lot of our skits are really just from our conversation, laughing a lot. So laughing relationships too. Yeah.
And that's what's up. So like, you know, I'm obviously know you guys are out of high school. So was this something that, you know, you were known as being, I don't want to say the class clown, excuse me, because I think that's rather disrespectful, but were you guys just known for, you know, the funny guys?
Yeah, basically. Like, I was voted, like, I remember when we graduated, I was voted for most likely to be a comedian out of my high school. Elijah actually, he moved to Atlanta, so he was like, he never really graduated with me, but he came back to Boston, and I was like, oh, snap, it was a good Elijah, and I clicked back into it, like we just started laughing and everything, cracking jokes and everything. Everyone knows this, like, every time we were on Snapchat, people were like, well, it started on Snapchat, because we just always hang out with each other, and then, like, people would, like, say, yo, why don't you guys start, like, making actual videos, because we just, like, mess around on Snapchat, like, we was just have people laughing, like, DMing us, like, oh, you're so funny. But, like, yeah, we know, no, I'm playing. But, so we basically it just happened naturally. I don't know, like, we always been, like, just cracking jokes with each other.
Well, you're necessary. It's necessary that you guys are able to do that. And here's why. There are so many people, you know, you don't know who you're affecting. A lot of people hold a lot of things in, and laughter really helps a lot of people. It's good for the soul. It truly is. And so what you guys do is you just don't know how many days you brighten. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get on social media and they're scrolling around. And I had just mentioned it before you guys call in. And, you know, they look at memes, they look at live videos like yours and everything. And it helps. It really helps. So not only are you doing something that you love to do, but whether you realize it or not, you're helping a lot of people heal.
Yeah, definitely. We try to be positive all the time. Like, I don't know if you noticed that we try to avoid using curse words or anything.
Yes.
To our best ability, but, like, sometimes it just happens naturally because we curse in real life sometimes. But we don't. In our skits, we try to our best not to use curse words. Like, we try not to curse to anyone.
And that's good. No, that's real good, because that's going to put you in a lane when you guys get ready to get on the big stages and do sold out shows and things like that. What that does for you is that you're going to bring in an audience that normally wouldn't come out because, you know, some people don't want to hear the cursing. So with you guys being able to just do the clean comedy, you're bringing out families. You understand what I'm saying to you? So now you're getting into big amount of.
All his skits so funny. Like, and who else? Chris Rock is really funny too.
Yes.
I think Chris Rock. I'll say who else? Now it's definitely. I mean, Kevin Hart is funny, but he's not as funny as Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I don't think he's like. I mean, he's hilarious, but his jokes aren't like really like. I don't see him doing like skits like that. Like his jokes are like strictly like his acting is funny. Like his Bernie Mac is a good one too. Yeah. Bernie Mac's character is hilarious. Like his whole character.
Right.
He's hilarious.
No, completely. So what do you think about what do you think makes a good comedy skit? Like, I know you look at Instagram and you see other people, and you don't have to mention any names because that's not what it's about. But I know you see some videos where you be like, oh, not again. You know, it's just like, oh, no. Like, what do you think about some of the Instagram comedians?
You know, Instagram, things like that. I don't know. I would say, like, one of my biggest ones is Vito Brown, just because he's from Boston, too. Mm-hmm. Brown a lot. I like Cornell. Cornell's hilarious. Yeah, Marlon Webb is good too. There's a lot of them actually. There's Marlon Webb, King Batch. That's like King Batch is hilarious. Yeah, King Batch is hilarious. And then King Batch, he's kind of going the route that we want to go. But from just iPhone screen to the big screen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so then, what do you think about the comedians who put on the wigs, the women's hair?
I remember we talked about that. I was like, yo, Elijah, why don't we just get real girls instead of wearing a wig? But sometimes, like, it's hard. Yeah, now, right. So we have, like, okay, so sometimes it's just, like, scheduling. It's always hard to, like, get everyone on track with scheduling and everything to make our skits happen. But we talked about it, we thought about it, like, the wigs and everything. I never really got, I don't know, maybe it makes it even funnier that guys wearing a wig. Mm-hmm. I was never really into it. I never really got it. And me neither. You would never see us in a wig. Yeah.
And you know, and another thing I just wanted to say, because my mom had a friend who was he's still doing acting. And one of the things about at somebody else's expense, and I'm talking about the people who you wouldn't be having your best interest at heart. Because you look at a lot of comedians like Jamie Foxx, Wanda on In Living Color, right? Then you have Martin, Shanae, right? And so you see all that and you're like, it has to take a lot for a man to just go that route. You know what I'm saying? With his comedic act. But then I look at Eddie Murphy, right? I can't leave it out. I like Eddie Murphy. That's my all-time favorite comedian. But look, I have to be fair. In The Nutty Professors, he dressed up like a woman. Period, point blank. So it's just like, ugh. I don't know if, and then Big Mama's House and stuff like that. I don't know, I just want to encourage you guys not to put a dress on as you proceed with your career in comedy.
It would have to be like an Eddie Murphy thing, though. Like, because he played all the characters.
Yeah, he played the professor. Yeah. And he's hilarious. He's just like, he's funny. He has different characters. But, I mean, I don't know. I can't really see it. I can't see myself, definitely. I don't think Logic do it either. I can't see ourselves really getting into a dress.
Good.
It's not funny. I mean, it depends on the person. It depends on the person. But our character, that's not who we are.
So what's the comedy scene like in Boston? I have never been there. I haven't been there yet, but I had another guest that was on my show from Boston, Mr. Ballard, Love Ballard, actually. So I know a little bit about the music scene. So what is the comedy scene like out there?
In Boston? Actually, we're starting to work with. All right, so my cousin, he does comedy too, but he's had a meeting with like a whole bunch of people, like with this company with Google. He didn't really get into depth with it with us, but he has a meeting because we're specifically in Cambridge, and that's right next. I don't know if you know, like MIT, like
yes.
where like all the technology, MIT, Harvard, all the like these college students. And so they have like basically it's gentrification out here. And so they're kicking us out, right? So
wow.
Yeah, so we're basically showing them like there's people that's actually creative there and that can make people laugh and smile or sing or whatever. There's a bunch of creative people out here. So basically, my cousin he has meetings with. He's actually meeting with them tomorrow. So he has meetings with people like from Google, the MIT, and everything. And they basically are making this thing. I forgot what it's called. The Laugh Factory. I forgot what it's called. Cyber Studios. That's what it's called. Yeah, Cyber Studios. No? Something.
But basically, what it is I know he just got a grant for $200,000 for the program.
Wow.
But just for young kids in Cambridge.
Yeah, in Cambridge.
Minority.
Yeah, it's because we're basically showing them. We're basically advertising this city.
Yeah.
Doing skits out here, and we're making it a little more known. So, I mean, we haven't really met anyone from Boston that's really doing the whole comedy thing like that.
Well, set it on fire then. Set it on fire.
The Loop Lab, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah. See, well then if that's the case, then y'all need to take that torch and run with it. Y'all need to really, take it over. Take it over. If you haven't run into anybody, then you are the one to run into. It's you. It's you two then.
Hey, right now, why? Of course, Rito Brown established. He's definitely Billy too. Yeah. So they're established there, but it's not really as big like as it would be in like Cali or something.
Right. Now, have you guys been to Cali?
No, not yet.
Oh, you're in for a treat. I lived out there for 25 years before I moved to Texas. You're in for a treat. And if you do go to California, you can always head up to San Francisco to, I think it's called, I don't want to say it's not Tommy T's because that's in Concord. The Punchline. The Punchline has open mic night. And you might want to check that out if you ever tour San Francisco. You never know. There's a lot of people who have come by way of the Punchline and have gone on to have a very long-standing career in comedy. Don't ask me to name them because I can't remember. But I do know that part, that they have definitely stopped by the Punchline and soared. So that's a recommendation for, and also if you go to LA, you know, stop by some of those open mic nights because,
Definitely, yeah.
you know, like y'all gonna get it. I mean, I can hear it in your voices. You know, you're very, you know, the youthfulness in your voice, the energy in your voice, but you guys are also articulate in your, and I can tell that, you know how to be funny, but you also know how to be serious. And it seems like you guys are taking your craft very seriously. Brothers and sisters, I just want you to know that I need you to check these